Hello everybody, Jason up, New Age Revolution Cave for the as promised second of two videos today. That's right. Look, Colin from Canada. You've heard that name a few times on the channel. We're still going through Colin from Canada's stuff. And we're going to continue going through his stuff for a while. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to highlight one particular item. And if you watch the video, the Colin from Canada haul video, no, the Colin from Canada visitation video, you'll see me react to this specific item. I was blown away by this specific item, and Colin said, "What are you doing? This isn't that big of a deal." But to me, and I will say this, you will look at you've looked at all the stuff, all the beautiful stuff that Colin gave. I will dare say that this particular item is the grail of that package. Yes, I know that there is a $200 VHS tape that he gave me. I know that. So I don't mean financial grail. Yes, the wrestling buddies are tremendous. Yes, the Beverly Hills 90210. Yes, the Bag of Ninjas. I know. I get it. But in my little brain, in my little weird, twisted reality, this is the Grail. What is it? It's the official Nintendo Player's Guide. Out of all the stuff that he gave me, to me, this is the Grail. This is the Grail. And you will say, what on earth are you talking about? Now, a future show, we will go through this together. But let me tell you what this is. It's hard to put into words. So, the official Nintendo Player's Guide is the magazine that provides, as it says, in-depth reviews of games. In-depth reviews of games like Ghosts and Goblins. Okay? In-depth review meaning we're going to take a look at every single character. We're going to tell you who everybody is. We're going to look at all the weapons and tell you what they do. And we're going to look at all of the stages of Ghosts and Goblins. And we're going to give you some tips on how to get through those stages. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. We're going to show you all the fighters, and we're going to give you some strategies on how to beat the fighters. Does it go all the way to the end? No. It stops at the major circuit. Does not tell you about Piston Honda, Bald Bull, but winning strategies. Winning strategy for King Hippo. Okay, let's talk about how important that is. So that's the magazine. It gives you strategies and tips and reviews for Castlevania. The Zelda, there's not a Zelda map in here, but there's a Metroid map. There might be a Zelda map. There might be a Zelda map. I'm looking at this Metroid map thinking, should I try it? Yeah, I mean, should I try Zelda? Should I try Metroid? Yeah, there's a Zelda map. I'm just getting to it. There's a Super Mario Brothers map. Zelda has the first page. Zelda is the first magazine, or the first game that this magazine reviews. Right? So here's why this is so valuable. This was our YouTube playthrough video. This was our, just reading that text. This was how we figured out stuff. Okay, you figured out stuff one of three ways with Nintendo back in the day. You either stumbled upon it yourself, your friends told you, or you read it in a magazine. Now, Nintendo Power was just as just as beneficial. But Nintendo Power was a monthly or even bi-monthly issue. You didn't know what games were going to be reviewed. You didn't know what tips and strategies were going to be reviewed. This one has them all right here at your fingertips. Russian Attack, Arkanoid, Castlevania maps, the pro wrestling. Look at this. The pro wrestling breakdown. And then in the back, there's little game guide stuff, little preview stuff, or not preview, but just a little bit of information about some games. Visually, does that get any better? Is that not a full-size poster just waiting to happen? Is that not a full-size poster waiting to happen? That is a poster. That's a poster that came with the Rob set. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I was stuck at King Hippo for so long. I had no idea how to beat him until I went to school, 6th grade, and somebody had this magazine, and it told you how to beat King Hippo. And then it was simple. How to beat King Hippo. That's how you found out, right there. Because I don't see, I'm sure it happened, but I just don't see kids knowing to hit him high when he goes up like this and then keep hitting low. You just didn't know that stuff. So you had to have something like this. And I've probably looked through this at some point in childhood. I remember one of the houses I lived in when I was still with my mom, she would always rent houses. This is post-divorce. She would always rent houses with her new husband or whatever. And, so we would stay at these houses, it seemed like months, 8-9 months at a time. Even though a lease was a year. Figure that out, I guess. But I remember living in one house, and the kid down the street, 3 or 4 houses down, had a Nintendo, and I would always go over there and play with him. But he had these gigantic ants that would just invade his house. Huge black ants, big ants, just would be in his house, and it would creep me out. So I never wanted to play that. But he had this magazine, and he would always just set it right on the floor, right next to his, next to his TV and his Nintendo, and it was just always sitting there. And this is such an icon. This is a visually iconic book. And when I opened it with Colin, my reaction was very, very legitimate and very, very happy to have this book, and I can't wait to go through it. Yeah. I mean, Metroid just seems like... So whoever owned this, there's codes. They included some codes, which is cool. But I just feel like I have to try Metroid, and just try to figure it out. Metroid, the story in the year 2000. The galaxy establishes a parliament known as the Galaxy Federation in the year 2000. So, Colin from Canada, the official Nintendo Player's Guide, is the grail, to me, of what you have provided. I love this magazine. This will always be just like sitting right here on the Nintendo. It's just going to sit there. I got to read it. I got to go through it. I got to soak in all the nostalgia of it. Because as much as we talk about, the 80s, Nintendo in 8th grade, 9th grade was still extremely important and very, very fun, and a lot of fun memories. Playing double dribble, never being able to beat, the third level team, but getting enough out of it, right? There's no season in double dribble. There's no stats. You just played basketball, but I would just get so much pleasure from it because that's just what we were. So anyway, that is it. That is the Grail, much to some people's surprise. And that's that. So we'll see you all next time as we continue to pick through the Colin from Canada package. See you later. Good night now.